LeBron James has not been the best player. In the Golden State series, Steph Curry was a better player. Anthony Davis was a better player. In this series, Nikola Jokic is a far better player than LeBron James has been. Now, that's no offense to LeBron James. That is just the reality of what we're seeing. And that kind of brings me to Anthony Davis. And I have to question something. The question that I have is, can we honestly call Anthony Davis a superstar? I have to really. Here's the reason why. Because we first have to define what is a superstar. We know the players that we consider superstars, like Steph Curry, he's a superstar. Nikola Jokic, she's a superstar. Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, superstars. Hell, Damian Lillard, superstar. Joel Embiid, superstar. But why do we consider those players superstars? It's not just talent. Hell, if you're in the league, you're talented. Now, yeah, there's people that are more talented than others, but if you're in the league, you're talented. The word to me, to be deemed a superstar is you know what you're going to get out of a player, right? You know that when a player needs to be great, they're going to be great. Damian Lillard's been, I don't remember last time he went to the playoffs. But what I will say about Damian Lillard is you know what you're going to get out of Damian Lillard. You know that you're going when the moment is big, when he needs to come up big, when he needs to put the team on his back, he's able to do that. Same thing with Giannis, same thing with Steph, same thing with LeBron majority of his career, actually all of his career, outside of probably now. But we know what a superstar is. Here's my thing, which brings me back to Anthony Davis. And I have to question. Anthony Davis is one of the most frustrating / interesting players we've ever seen. When we talk about the skill set, right? When we talk about how good Anthony Davis can be, of course, he would be a superstar. I mean, Anthony Davis, there's multiple games. He's had 50-20 games. He's had multiple 50-point games, multiple 40-20s, multiple 20. Like Anthony Davis, if we just talk about the sheer talent and the sheer skill set that he has, yes, he is a superstar. But then that would go against that. Let me not say go against. That would only be telling one, or he would only qualify for one half of that superstar status. Because the other half that he did, to me, will not qualify for is being reliable when it's needed. We know it's pretty famous at this point, at least this series or this playoffs, his even number to odd number game slide. He's one of the best players in basketball on odd number games, game 1, game 3, game 5. But if we get to game 2 and 4, for example, talk about this series against the Nuggets. Anthony Davis, I think first game had like 40 points. Yes, they lost, but he had 40 points. Game 2, he had like 15, 17 or something like that. And while, yes, that's cool for Rui Hachimura to have 17 points or D'Angelo Russell to have 17 points, Anthony Davis is supposed to be the best player on the Lakers. Which goes back to the LeBron James point. LeBron James cannot carry a team anymore. I'll say LeBron James there for the majority of his career, pretty much all of his career, it has been, if LeBron James is on your team, you're a title contender. Just because of who LeBron James is, that is not the case anymore. However, LeBron James is pretty much sitting here thinking, well, I have Anthony Davis. And we know how good Anthony Davis can be. We also know how good we also know how much he doesn't show up in some games. We talk about inconsistency a lot. Anthony Davis is the prime example of that. So I have to question, it's hard. I have to question, is Anthony Davis really a superstar? Because he has superstar talent, but he's not as reliable as he should be. And I'll go back to the names I said, right? Imagine if Steph Curry, knowing how great of a shooter he is, knowing how great of a player he is, knowing that he can get 30 on any given night. He can get 30 in his sleep. Imagine if one game he'll drop a 30, 40, 50 point game. The next game he has 10. Hell, we're going to talk about the 76ers in a second. Joel Embiid and how he got killed for his Game 7 performance where he had, 15 points. And his superstar status is kind of in question from a lot of people because of his record in Game 7s. He's 0-3 in Game 7s. So, I guess in conclusion of this, and I'll move on. There is no, and I said this to start this series, last episode. There's no way that the Lakers are going to win if Anthony Davis is as consistent. I talked about that with James Harden when we're talking about Boston. If your best player or second best player, in this case for the Lakers, their best player, if he is not consistent, or if he is on that roller coaster that he has been this entire postseason, they are not going to beat the most efficient team that they have played and that is in the NBA right now. When Anthony Davis comes to play, right? That you can argue that they still, and when I mean they, I mean the Lakers, have the best 1-2 punch in this series. No, yes, I think Nikola Jokic is better than Anthony Davis. But when we talk about skill set, Anthony Davis can be better than Nikola Jokic. As for now, not the passing, no, but when we talk about just the sheer offense, and of course you still have LeBron James. But the Lakers desperately need a consistent Anthony Davis. And the reason why I question his superstar status is because they have not seen that. In fact, the last and only time, now that I really think about it, they've seen a consistent Anthony Davis was in the bubble. No, I'm not one to disrespect the bubble. And I mean, a championship is a championship, whether you win it in a bubble or not. But the bubble was what? 3 years ago, 2 years ago. We can't keep getting a 40, 35, 37, 39 point game from Anthony Davis and then turn around and get a 10, 15, 17. I think the other night, game 2, LeBron James had more rebounds than Anthony Davis. Can't happen. Because I promise you, Denver is going to capitalize on all the advantages that you give them. Because they're just that good of a team. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.